Hey guys, Furum here, and today I am going to be testing the Peugeot Onyx in multiplayer. Now this is a car that was available for a lot of tokens for a long time, and just recently they made it into blueprints, so chances are not a lot of people have this car. But it's actually unexpectedly good. See what I did there? Anyway, my rank is 1676, my tuning is 0505, and 5355. It can reach nearly its maximum speed. If I did the suspension all the way, it would go up to a rank of 1690, which I don't want, because then I could meet max prod Vulcans, and I don't want that. So this car goes around a speed of 295 or 96 miles per hour around this rank, about as fast as a McLaren MP425. Yeah, it's actually one of the faster S-Class cars at this rank, and it can compete pretty well. It starts up nearly as fast as a Vulcan, maybe even faster if the Vulcans don't tune acceleration. So here I actually managed to knock down that Vulcan even though he was faster and coming up behind me. Yeah, the Vulcan can go between 10 and 15 miles per hour faster around this rank. But for whatever reason, sometimes when you hit a car from behind or a car hits you from behind, they get knocked down rather than you getting knocked down if it happens in the air. It worked in my favor in this race, but as we'll see in the next race, it doesn't always work in my favor. So I managed to beat two Vulcans in this race, fair and square. That is a very good achievement for a car that is practically never used in anything. And we got bad matchmaking and got paired with a Pro'd MP425, who of course won. So now we have a race on San Diego Harbor. So this car has decent acceleration, as we can see here. It's not the greatest, but it's not too shabby either, and it allowed us to catch up, knock down that 675 LT, and the Sin R1 and MP48 are ahead of us. Now I'm a lot faster than the MP48, but Gameloft decided to troll me and do the same thing back to me that I did to that Vulcan in the other race. Yeah, it works both ways. It doesn't always work in your favor. And from my experience, it usually doesn't work in my favor. So we were put back into 5 out of 6th place, but let's see what the Onyx can do. Can we catch up on the second lap? We will see. So this is the safest route through San Diego Harbor Reverse, I believe, that is still quite fast. Now, just one lap later, I have caught up to this MP48 again, because I'm about 17 miles per hour faster than him or so, and this time I managed to pass him without bumping him. If a car is slower than you, it is usually a good idea to just pass them by and not try to knock down them, because there's really no point to knocking down someone who's slower than you, because they're probably not going to catch up, and glitches could happen, and you could get knocked down instead. So we have come back into second position. The Sin R1, which goes a good, I want to say about 10 miles per hour faster than me at this rank, is of course way ahead. But this actually happened quite a bit when I was recording. Some cars stopped at the end to allow other ones to pass them. Sometimes I wondered if they were wanting to take a selfie with me or somebody else, but either way, these people really do help others gain points. So it's a nice thing to do when you're free racing, stop at the end for other people. If I'm free racing, I often do that when I'm not making a video. So in this race, we have the same two Vulcans, the two yellow ones that we faced in the first one, and an MP48 as well. So the Vulcans, these ones do start up just slightly faster, and they were trying to knock me down there. I think these people knew me because they stopped at the end of most of the races that I saw them in, because I saw them in a couple. So if you were driving one of these Vulcans and you're watching this video, good races, guys. So you can see here that the Vulcan is not a crazy amount faster than this car. As I said before, it's only around 10 miles per hour, which is obviously a pretty large amount, but it's not crazy large either. So here I caught up to the Vulcan, and Gameloft decided to troll me 2 races in a row and caused me to lose 100% of my speed. Yeah, stuff like that is just annoying. But because I am so much faster than this MP48, even though I had those problems, I managed to catch up to him and then knock him down. So these two Vulcans stopped, presumably either to take a selfie or to let that MP48 gain some points. So I guess I technically came in third in this race. If I hadn't have had that problem, I assume it would have been pretty close. So now we have another race and the final one with these two Vulcans and another Vulcan as well. So yeah, they do start up just slightly faster, but I'm able to take off because I'm in the front. But for whatever reason, these two Vulcans kind of like to target me whenever I was in a race with them. So yeah, I got knocked down. This, for some reason, happened a lot when I was recording with this car. I would get knocked down, and people seemed like they were targeting me. I don't know, because oftentimes I would be the only one at the beginning of a race to get knocked down. That is honestly one of the bad things about being known for making videos, is people like to be in the videos, so they do stuff to you when they race against you. And of course, I'm not sure if that's what happened in these times, but it seems to have been happening more often, that kind of thing happens. People troll me or whatever. But it's nice in the fact that you can sometimes get pretty good selfies with people, and later in this video I do get a selfie with someone. So I will again show you the superiority of the right route on Ice Cave. There was a Vulcan back there who was ahead of me. He took the left route. I took the right route. Now he ends up behind me and slower, and I'm able to knock him down. So yes, guys, unless you're in a really badly accelerating and drifting car, I think going right is generally a better idea, because the ramp on the left causes you to lose a lot of speed. So one of these Vulcans stopped for me at the end, but I did beat one of them fair and square. Now for a very interesting race on Nevada against primarily two Vulcans, and there is an MP48 as well. So I kind of forgot about this car's terrible drifting radius. Yeah, don't try to make it into the inside tunnel on Nevada Reverse if your car has terrible drifting and you're not going really slowly. So, I wrecked there, and there was a Vulcan who got knocked down at the beginning, so we're basically equal at that point. And he is behind me at this point. Can I hold him off for the entire lap? We'll see. The Vulcan that did not wreck or get knocked down is way ahead, but we are now catching up and passing this MP48. As I said, this car has approximately the same speed as an MP425 at 295 to 296 miles per hour. It does have fake speed. It's not going 323. That would be kind of overpowered. And speaking of overpowered, I'm planning to do a video pretty soon on my SLK again at the same rank that Dr. Illusion had his at for a long time. 1248, I believe, or it's somewhere around there. And then I will tune it to about his current rank, which is everything on top speed, except I'm not going to do the little handling upgrade. So I'll be at a rank of 1285 going 320-something miles per hour. That's overpowered. So that Vulcan that beat us, we helped get up to Champion League, and we did beat another Vulcan as well. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now for another race on San Diego Harbor. It is a very popular track. So I'm not sure exactly what happens at the beginning of this race, but here everyone hits the wall at almost the exact same spot. 3 cars hit me right after one another, and I didn't get knocked down, which was interesting. So in this San Diego Harbor race, I decided to learn from my past mistakes and not try to knock down anybody when I'm in the air. You don't usually have to worry about weird getting knocked down when you bump someone from behind if you're on the ground, like here, just nothing happened when I tapped that guy. But yeah, not a good idea to do it in the air, as we saw in the first 2 races. So this car does have kind of a mediocre drifting radius, but it is manageable as long as you start drifting fairly early. And again, I'm taking the safe route. This is the same route that I took when I won the Pagani Huayra in its final AI, which I beat by just 2 frames. Yeah, go check that video out. It was really close. So we've come in third, behind a Vulcan and an MP425, which have a big acceleration and drifting advantage on this track. But we did manage to beat a 1678 Aranera Hacera GT, which is my tune, and I think this might be someone who watches my videos, because in the next race, this Barcelona one, we actually took a selfie at the end. But it was a very good race as well, so yes, enjoy this one. I went left here to avoid getting knocked down by any of those cars, which were seeming a little bit aggressive, so yeah, it's not too much slower going that way. So if you want to be a little bit safer at the beginning of Barcelona Reverse and get away from everyone, that might be pretty good. So we've gotten ahead of this MP425, but just barely. He is right on my tail, and the Aranera Hacera is right behind him. The Vulcan is the car that is directly ahead of us. So now I'll give my general review of this car. I do not believe it would have been worth it to buy with tokens, but it is certainly worth saving up blueprints for. I got 14 by ending in Champion a couple seasons ago, and I managed to find the other 6 because it takes 20 through boxes. It gives a token reward in Mastery along with a bunch of licenses, and it is decent in multiplayer, so yeah, it's definitely worth saving up blueprints for. So yeah, at the last turn, the Iraner Hesera caught up to me and made me go into a wall and wreck. But then I noticed he stopped, so I decided that I would go and take a selfie with him. Because I kind of felt bad for not stopping at the end of those other races when other cars did, so I did it here. So, thank you all for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 8 videos, and to help the channel hit 5,000 subscribers, at which time I will be uploading a second Asphalt 8 music video. So be on the lookout for that, and I will see you later. Goodbye!